Um, and I am going to tell you a bit about our pathway courses. We've got Julia with us as well from QA Higher Education. Julia, do you want to do a quick introduction of yourself and what you do?
Sure, thank you, Guy. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia, also from QA Higher Education. At the moment, I'm the International Officer for Southeast Asia. I basically in charge of everything in Southeast Asia. If like you guys have any questions, can please come to me or Expert Education. Also, anytime to ask us, and we're very happily to answer any of your questions anytime.
Okay. Thank you, Julia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to put the presentation as a bit larger on the screen, which means I won't be able to see any of you guys while I'm doing it. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat box or something like that, and we'll do a questions and answers at the end of the session. If anything, if anything comes up, I won't be able to see you, so somebody shout me, and we'll I'll kind of stop and pause the presentation a little bit. So if I share this now, can you all see that clearly?
I think we are still seeing not the slideshow, I think.
Okay. Okay, stop sharing.
Terima kasih.
Sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's not enabling me to show the presentation now by a screen share. Let me try again. Okay. I take it you can see that now, yeah?
Yeah, you can see it now.
And can you see it as the full screen slideshow now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
How about other guy? How about others? Can you see as a presentation, a full screen?
It's all good here.
Oh, you can see as a full screen.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's me then.
No, with the toolbar at the top.
Oh yeah, no, okay. It's not. I've got it as a shared screen on my presentation, which means I can't see anything on the Zoom screen now. So okay, well I might as well get started anyway to go through this. I'll talk through this presentation. It's not ideal, but we'll go for that. So, apologies. We don't usually use Zoom anymore. We don't normally use Teams links, so I'm much more used to using a Teams than we are to use Zoom. So I'm not quite sure why you can't see it as a presentation, but we'll get started anyway. Okay, so my name's Guy Robson. I am the Director of Pathway Recruitment, and I'm going to talk you through what we have to offer in terms of our pathway degree courses and some of our partner universities. So this is what I'm going to talk through: what a pathway course is, why to do a pathway degree course, and our partners. So first of all, what is a pathway degree course? So a pathway degree course is a course for students who aren't quite at university undergraduate degree level, but want to do an undergraduate degree. So in the UK, we normally go to university after 13 years of education. We normally, so that's kind of A-level standards, but in many countries around the world, the education stops at year 12, and it's to bridge the pathway courses to bridge that gap between year 12 and the undergraduate degree. So essentially, it's a course before your undergraduate degree that varies in length between 6 months and 12 months. That's going to get you the academic skills that you need to be able to succeed in your undergraduate. We also run what's called an International Year 1 course, which is for students who have either very good high school grades or a little bit further education beyond high school. And students can join that International Year 1 course, and that means the degree is still 3 years in length. So UK university degree, undergraduate degrees are normally 3 years. And what we do on those pathway courses, the reasons for doing it and the benefits for doing it is to really to be able to get you ready for UK academic study. So when you go to university, you're expected to be able to do your own research into things. It's a lot of self-studying. So you'll have a lecture and then you'll have to go away and you have to do your own reading around the subject. You'll have to write essays and you'll need to know how to do things like referencing as well. And that's not something that normally happens at high school. It doesn't really happen at GCSE level in the UK either. So as well as the academic subject, what the course, what a pathway degree course does is it teaches you those study skills. So it teaches you how to do the research and it teaches you how to reference the course material, how to find the sources of information that you need. And there's English English classes as well to help build your English language level and to it helps integrate you within the university so that when you start the undergraduate degree program, you've already got a really good idea of the university, of what to do and how you're going to be able to succeed on your undergraduate course. Now, we are very interested in supporting students when they join us. So students, we like to start with student experience and supporting students even before the start of the course. So we always have pre-arrival welcome sessions via webinars. These involve students, the applicants, the offer holders, people who are going to be coming to us can join the webinar. They can meet the pathway head of center, have a presentation from them, have a presentation from the people that are going to be teaching them on the course. And also it's a chance that one of our, either a current student or a student who's been on the course and has gone on to do their undergraduate degree will normally come along and tell the students what to expect while they're there and give some advice from an international student's perspective. So we have those webinars before people arrive. When people arrive, we've got welcome meetings, we've got induction activities as well. And it's possible then to meet previous pathway students and other international students who have been on the course. When students are on the course, we have a lot of structured learning. So we've got maths skills, computing, and English language support. We have extended assemblies as well, which is where all of the pathway students get together in one assembly, which is a great way for students who are on a engineering course to meet students who are on an arts course and on business courses, so they can all kind of like collaborate, learn from each other, and become friends. We also have things called learning coach, people called learning coaches, and the learning coach, what they do is they will meet with each individual student and try and tailor their learning experience to them. Find out if there's more support needed in a particular area, or if they're struggling with something that's maybe you know, if you're feeling homesick, or if you would like some support in some other way outside the academic, the learning coaches will help you do that. Now, we have 3 university partners for our pathway degree courses. That's the University of South Wales in Wales, down there near Cardiff. We've got the University of Northumbria, which is both in Newcastle in the northeast, and we've got a campus in London. We've got Solent University on the south coast in Southampton. So it's 3 different locations within the, well, 4 different locations within the UK, given a big variety of areas that people can go and study in. I'll start off by talking a little bit about Solent University. So Solent University is in Southampton. Southampton is on the coast of the UK, on the south coast. It's a large city. There's 2 universities there, and that includes Solent University and Southampton University. There's a lot of local music festivals, shopping. There's a big shopping centre there, and lots of restaurants and bars and things like that that students can enjoy when they're not studying. It's on the coast, and it's really famous for as a maritime city. So all of the world's largest cruise ships, they all come they all start and go to and from Solent. If you've that's where the Titanic departed from originally. We've also got quite a big shipping industry there as well. If anybody, I don't know if anybody's interested in sailing, there's a lot of really world-class international sailing events that happen around the Solent area too. So that's the kind of city that it is. It's a very very student-focused city, and there's lots to do in terms of entertainment, sports. There's lots of big park areas to sit and relax in as well. So at Solent University, we have the International Foundation Degree Programme. So we've got 3 different foundation degree programs, and which one you choose depends on which course you want to go on to. So we've got a creative course, we've got a STEM course, and we've got a business course. So creative at the moment, creative's got 100% pass and progression rate. It leads on to things like fashion, art and design, that kind of course.
Ada nilai lebih kecil dari abang nggak?
Okay. We've also got the STEM, which is the science, technology, engineering courses. The engineering, we've got engineering there, we've got computer, we've got cyber security, and we've also got business courses as well. So we've got things like international business, we've got maritime business. Students would be expected to get the high school grades for this, so an SMA of a pass or 60% in a high school diploma. Students will need to get an IELTS of 4.5 as a minimum, with nothing lower than 4, and that will get students onto the 3-term course. We have if you have a slightly higher IELTS, we're able to offer a shorter course of 2 terms, which is because it's shorter, it's a little bit cheaper, and students can get on that course with an IELTS of 5.0 with nothing lower than 4.5. And the cost of the course there, the shorter one is available at £12,500. Starts in October and in January intakes. January intakes are great because if it means, for whatever reason, if you haven't managed to make the October intake, you can still join in January, and that means you would progress onto your undergraduate degree in September, the same as the October students. So you don't miss out that year. We've got scholarships and country bursaries that start from 20% for a scholarship, and you would also then get 20% discount when you join the undergraduate degree. So it helps make it that little bit more affordable. And these are some of the target degrees that we have. So we've got business and we've got maritime business. We've got football studies, cybersecurity management. We've got health and nutrition, exercise sciences, renewable energy. That's a really popular course in the UK at the moment, renewable energy, fashion, digital media, production, and and yacht design and production. Now, things like the maritime business and the yacht design courses, that kind of shows the sort of the nature of the city there, it being a coastal city. Maritime business, it sounds like it might be quite a niche course, but it's a really good way for students to get a degree that's going to help them internationally. So the 90% of the world's trade is sent by shipping. So that's a way, if you do a degree like that, it's a way that's going to open up opportunities for you globally. And the business school was winner of the Outstanding Higher Education Training Provider of the Year in 2022. You can't really see I don't think you're going to be able to see the pictures very clearly there, but the three little pictures I've got there are some of the facilities. It's a very they've recently invested a lot of money into the campus, so it's a very new campus. It's very new facilities for the students, and the facilities there are great. They there's some really top class design studios, recording studios. We've got some shipping. Here. There's a like a 3D modeling workshop. We've got a state-of-the-art outside broadcasting vehicle, and that goes every year. Students who are doing those courses, they can go to the Glastonbury Festival, which is the biggest music festival in the UK, and the work that they do is broadcast live on the BBC. So that's a great way of students getting real work experience and something really impressive on their CVs before they graduate. There's a few other things as well. We've got a thing called RESO, which is it's a shop, it's in a mall, and it's 100% student run. So right from kind of like working in the shops to the supplying stock for the shops, the management of the shops, the accounts for it, and it sells things that are made and produced by students. And that's a great way for students to be able to like get work experience, get real experience while they're on the course. We also have a careers and advice centre, which helps students from before they join the programs right the way till after they graduate. So they'll do things like help with career advice, but they'll help with your CV writing, interview skills. They advertise jobs there. It's really important to us that students, when they graduate, they go on and they get a good quality job afterwards. We recently went through a thing called the Teaching Excellence Framework. So this is all the universities in the UK submit documents to this to the Teaching Excellence Framework. They're judged in 3 different categories, and you can be awarded gold, silver, or bronze. Solent University was awarded a triple gold, and it's only one of 12 universities in the UK that have the triple gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to explore about that university. It's a really great way to progress onto your undergraduate degree and have a successful career. This is what some of our students have said about it. The first quote is about the accommodation. So you're able to study, so when you're studying, you're able to stay in the Solent University student accommodation. It's a great way to meet new people. It's a great environment to stay in as well, because things like your bills are all taken into account, so you don't need to worry about your electricity bills or things like that. And it's also, most importantly, it's a great way to be able to meet other students. So you find that when you're at university, there's the halls of residence, you'll have your own private room, but there's always a shared space, a shared kitchen, or a social space within your flat, and that's where everybody ends up meeting and spending time, and you can all chat to people from different countries and different courses. And the other quote here is from one of our international students. This girl was from Morocco, and she said, "I've learned a lot during my time here. The UK is very different from my home country, and the education system here is much clearer and more organised. The professors are more helpful, the streets are clean, and the people are accommodating. It's easy to adjust, and I've met lots of students from my home country. So if I could give a potential student advice, it would be not to be scared and to make that leap." And that's a great bit of advice there. Going and studying in the UK is something that's achievable. You know, the academics there are there to help you, are there to support you. So that's a little bit about Solent University. I'll move on to our second partner, the University of South Wales. So the University of South Wales is in Cardiff. They have our campus. The main campus is in a town called Pontypridd, which is just 20 minutes away by train from the centre of Cardiff. So you can see a picture of it there. That's the university. That's where the pathway courses are run. At the back of the screen there, you can see the accommodation which is available. So everything's in one place. It's really easy to get to the library from your accommodation, to your car, to the students' union, to the social spaces on campus. But by the same token as well, it's like you're able to get a nice, peaceful environment to study in while you're there. It gives you the opportunity to kind of be in that safe environment. So here we run the International Foundation Degree Programme. This is, again, the same sort of program as I mentioned earlier, but we've got business, we've got science, we've got computing, creative engineering, creative industries, engineering, and sports sciences. Again, we've got October and January start dates and progression on to 70 different target degrees. You'll see here that it's very similar to what I've already told you about for Solent University. So the entry requirements are the same. We've got the 2 durations of the courses as well. We've got the October starts and the January starts. The difference here is the amount of foundation degree courses that we can do. So we have business applied science, which has a 92% pass rate. Moment. Sports science, creative industries, again, another 100% pass rate there, engineering and computing. We've got the target, we've got slightly cheaper fees here of 11,500 for the 2-term degree course. And we also have the country bursaries and country scholarships as well, from 20%. And then when you graduate, and you go on to the undergraduate degree, students get at least £1,500. It's between £1,500 and £2,800 off every year of their undergraduate degree. So that's 20% for the pathway, and then a scholarship on year 1, 2, and 3 of the undergraduate degree. And this is some of our target degree courses there. Aeronautical engineering is a very popular course, but we also have things like sports and exercise science, medical and biological chemistry, pharmaceutical science, fashion design, computer animation, and of course all the business courses as well: international business and management, accounting and finance, and business and management. So the aeronautical and engineering is the NSS top 10, and it's accredited by the UK Civil Aviation Authority. Here we also run, as well as the International Foundation Programme, we have the International Year 1 courses. So these are for students with slightly higher academic background and slightly better English. You go on to do a business degree course, and that means you complete your degree in 3 years. So these courses, again, 100% passing progression rate so far. And it'll lead on to business management, human resources management, logistics, procurement and supply chain, or marketing. And this would be for students who've got maybe 80% in their high school, or and an IELTS of 5.5 with nothing lower than 5.5. Again, we've got the January and October starts, and we've got country bursaries from 20%, and the same scholarships you get undergraduate year 2 and year 3 scholarships. Now, this is a good way for an international student to get used to studying in the UK as well, because if you go to do a business degree course at a UK university, you'll be in a lecture theatre with maybe 150 other students. If you're doing something like business, it could be up to 200 or even more at a large university. Whereas we keep class sizes at a maximum of 18. So that means it gives you access to the academics a lot easier. So if there's anything that you need, that you need additional support with, you need some extra help with, or you've just got some extra questions, it's really easy to be able to go and see the academics, and they're always happy to help you and support you. We have it's based on 3 campuses. The main campus is in Pontypridd, but we also have a campus in Wales, and we have a campus in Cardiff and one in Newport as well. It was shortlisted for the University of the Year in 2023. That's the Times University of the Year. It was Cyber University of the Year 3 years in a row. And it was voted PQ Magazine's Public Sector Accountancy College of the Year for 3 times. Again, recently there's been a lot of investment in the campus, and a lot in terms of the film studios, editing suites and things like that. In the UK, Cardiff is a hub for the film industry. And there's a lot of production companies there. So if students are interested in going into things like TV or film production, it's a great place for them to start, because a lot of students will get work experience while they're studying with one of these film companies. Recently, students have been working on programs like Doctor Who in the UK, which I don't know if you're familiar with it, but in the UK, it's a really popular program. And here's some of our what our students have had to say. Wales has without a doubt become one of my favourite spots in the UK because of its cosy feeling, how easy it is to fit in, which has helped me feel at home. The people are very warm, friendly, and Cardiff in particular is multicultural. The other one is the pathway for creative industries has given me the opportunity to draw storyboards and get behind the cameras. It provides me with the skills I'll need for my computer animation degree. That's from 2 of our pathway students there. Yeah, Wales is known as a very friendly place. In Wales, they speak 2 languages. They speak English. Everybody speaks English. And then maybe 90% of the people will also speak Welsh. So when you go there, you'll see signs in English and in Welsh. But what that means is that everybody there is used to having 2 languages, so they're very patient and very welcome. If students international students are coming over and they're maybe struggling a little bit with English, they understand what it's like to be able to speak 2 different languages, so they're always there to be able to be helpful and be supportive. So I'm going to go on to our next partner now, which is Northumbria University. Northumbria University is our largest partner university. So as a partner university, they're in Newcastle. This is a picture of Newcastle. This is an area, it's about 10 minutes walk away from the university. It's a really nice, busy, popular area with the bridge across the Tyne there. That's what it looks like at night. Newcastle, we've got the campus is in the northeast. You can get trains down to London fairly quickly. It's about 3.5 hours down to London. It's got an international airport in Newcastle with direct links to Dubai. So it's, for you guys, it'd be easy to like fly to somewhere like Dubai or Doha or something like that, and then connect straight to Newcastle. And from there, you can easily get around other European cities as well when you've got that time off. This is a map of the city. The city of Newcastle was voted best student city in 2022. 1 in 6 people in the city are students. So you can see that means it's a very young population there. It's a very lively population. There's lots to do, lots of shops and lots of art, lots of music, and lots of sport. Sport's a really big thing in Newcastle. If you're a football fan, you've probably heard of Newcastle United. And then you can see the St James's Park is the football stadium. You can see it from the University of Northumbria campus. It's really close. Football is quite a big thing in Newcastle. So if you're a football fan, it's a good place to go. The campus has recently had £300 million of investment, and they've got new digital comm suites, a new student centre, a new sports centre. It's got an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and in 2023 it was voted best top 10 universities in the UK for facilities, for the campus facilities. Here's some things about Northumbria in numbers. So 37,000 students in total, which makes it one of the UK's larger universities, from 146 different countries. We've got that worldwide is 232,000 alumni worldwide. So there's a really big global presence there for the university. Now, we run more courses here than we run anywhere else. So we've got business, we've got art, we've got law, we've got computing, humanities, and applied sciences. Similar entry requirements to the others, especially around the English degree courses. The English requirements. You need a 5 for the shorter course, an IELTS of 5 for the shorter course, or we've even got a 6-month course for students who have an IELTS of 5.5. Again, regional bursaries start from 20%, and we've got over 200 different target degrees: pharmaceutical sciences, cybersecurity, software engineering. We've recently launched from our applied science, we've recently launched a course leading on to nursing. So if people are interested in becoming a nurse, it can be quite difficult to get a course in the UK, a nursing degree course in the UK, because students need to get an IELTS of 7, they need to do an interview, and they need to have a criminal background check as well. And it can be quite tricky, and there's normally limited spaces at universities. But if students can come on to do our applied science degree, as long as they pass, then it means that they don't need to do another IELTS test, another English test. We use the English from the course to be able to get onto the nursing degree. And while they're doing the foundation degree program, we help with the access, we help with them with the interviews. So students can also, they'll meet the tutors that they're going to be with for the nursing tutors. They can get to know them, they can have the interview practice, and it all makes it very easy to actually progress onto the nursing degree. There's a little quote here from another one of our students. This was Mitchell, a Nigerian student, and he said, "Being a pathway student is helpful for me to understand what I should be expecting on my degree studies. The course is very informative. We have courses in plagiarism, how to avoid academic misconduct. Given that there are so many resources at the university and I'm allowed to benefit from everything the university has to offer to be a student, a degree student from day one." Another course that we run there is our International Medical Foundation degree program. This is in connection with St. George's Medical University in Granada and Northumbria University. Students need to get an IELTS of 6 with nothing lower than 5.5 for this course. We've got the October and January starts. And what this course is, it's in collaboration with 2 of the partner universities. So for the first 2, so you do the foundation degree course, you then go on to the medical program. You're based for 2 years, you're based in the UK, doing the preclinical and integrated sciences. You would then move to Granada for your for the degree there, which is on the main campus for St. George's University, to do the integrated basic sciences part 2. And then the 2 final years of the course are the clinical sciences, which is where students go and do the placements. And you can either do those placements in the UK, in the US, or in Granada. And where you go depends on where you want to become a doctor after you graduate. Now, the medical degree course at St. George's University are responsible for producing more medical doctors in the US than any other college in the world. So it's a really good, accessible way for students to be able, if you want to become a doctor and you want to become a doctor in the US, this is a really good, accessible course for you to be able to do that. It does mean that in total it's a 6-year degree course, but it really is an investment in your future. We have the International Degree Year 1 course here as well. The International Year 1 leads on to a range of different business degree courses. We've got 13 different business degree courses that we can lead on to, including accountancy, entrepreneurship, business management, business and marketing, global business management. There's a lot of different choices, and I think in terms of which ones you can go on to, we've got more options here for International Year 1 than any other UK university. So it's a really good way for students who've got that slightly higher English level, slightly higher academic background to join that course. And this is some of the accolades for the University of Northumbria. Voted University of the Year 2 years in a row. It was voted the Daily Mail's Modern University of the Year and Research University of the Year. Top 30 in terms of graduate outcomes, and top 25 according to the Research Power for the Times Higher Education. The Guardian Complete University Guide is in the top 40 for UK universities. So some really good accolades there. Some of the facts about Northumbria: we've got more accreditations than any of our other partner universities. An awards-winning students' union. They're accredited by the business school, by the AACSB Professional Business School. The Pathway Centre was nominated for Student Support Awards by the PI Awards. They're a big international industry journal. Yeah, it's a great place for students to go and study. You've seen it's a very multicultural place. The Northeast as well is known as a very friendly place in the UK. These are just some of the links that with business. They've got over 60 professional, regulatory and statutory recognised by professional bodies, and over 400 of the courses are accredited as well. And there's a few pictures of what the city looks like as well. You see there, it's very famous. It's the Tyne Bridge. This one down here is called the Angel of the North. you travel to the northeast, you'll be able to see that when you're traveling about. A few more of what the city looks like as well. This is the city centre, this picture, which is that area there's about a 5-minute walk away from the campus. And this here is St Mary's Lighthouse. It's maybe a 15-minute metro journey away. So it's really easy to travel about and get kind of the city centre, get the coastline and things like that. So the last thing I'm going to tell you about, you'll probably be relieved to hear because this is a lot of information, is our online English courses. We have pre-sessional English degree pre-sessional English courses. So if students need to improve their English language a little bit, we have 5-week, 10-week and 15-week, depending on what your English language level is and what score you need to get to. So if you needed to get an increase your IELTS score by a band and a half, you would do the 15-week course. If you needed to do it just half a band, then it's the 5-week course. And these lead on to our all of our pathway degree courses, undergraduate degree courses and master's degree programs. They're online, so it's really easy and accessible to get to. And we've got a 99% pass and progression rate for those students as well, which is a really good progression rate. You could do this course instead of doing an IELTS. You wouldn't need to do another IELTS after it. And it's got I think an IELTS, currently there are around 60% of people who do the IELTS test get the grades that they need the first time round. Whereas we've got, because it's an online class, it's 99% pass and progression rate. That's it. I'm going to stop sharing the slide now, and we'll go. If anybody has any questions, then please let me know. I can see if there's anything in the chat there. Great. Okay. So that was a lot of information. So it's a lot to take in. So if you have any questions, then please feel free to just ask, or if you wanted to put something in the chat, we can go through them and read them on the chat.
Good. Thank you so much for the presentation. So is there any question from the participants? You may ask now or just type on the chat box.
Yeah, there's a lot of information there. A lot of information there. So it's a lot to go through. So we don't expect you to have to know it, to remember it all and have all that information. But we're here to help. We're here to help you if you have anything. And really, what I wanted to, I think the main aim for this is to let you know as students that the UK, it's something, it is an accessible place for you to go. It's something that you can achieve. You can go there. You can get a really good international degree, and you can, it is a welcoming place. The academics are there to support you. They're there to help you, and we're there to help you all the way through the application process, and before then as well. If you've got help with your visas or help choosing which course you want to do, we're more than happy to take the time and make sure that you're supported in your journey to apply. You're supported when you arrive in the UK and all the way through your pathway degree course. So yeah, just to really, that's the kind of takeaway message. I think that the UK is somewhere that you can access, you can go to. It's an achievable destination for you, and you can do a good quality international degree while you're there.
One question on the text box, it's from Aulia. Like, what about the Indonesian curriculum student, the national curriculum?
So the national
curriculum, able to apply directly?
So that's the SMA, is that right? Is that the, yeah, the SMA. So yeah, so the students, we would need students to do the pathway degree course first on that. So you would need to get the, let just let me just another message at the bottom.
Okay, we are currently letting the others to us on the chat box.
I think for the SMA entry requirement, I can assist you here because I have the entry requirement file here. Okay. So yeah, earlier, as a guy just mentioned that, yeah, they do need to take pathways. And for Northumbria, for International Foundation Program, for the for foundation, they need SMU 2 average of 7.0 or SMU 3 average of 6.5 for Northumbria. For international year 1, it can be SMA or SMU 3 minimum 7.0 in 4 relevant subjects. Yeah. For Solons, for International Foundation, it will be SMA with average of 6 or average or pass. And for Solons pathways, its foundation is also the same, SMA with an average of 6 average or pass. And International Year 1 at University of South Wales is going to be SMA or SMU 3 with minimums average of 6.5 in 4 relevant subjects. Yeah. So yeah, I hope it's answered your question. Northumbria pathways will have the highest average score here, require highest average score here.
Okay, nice explanation, Julia. Thank you. But I have some questions also. Do they eligible for the scholarship for the national students from Indonesia?
Yeah. Yeah. So students from Indonesia will automatically get a minimum of 20% scholarship applied to their tuition fees.
Okay, okay. Yeah, most of students from Indonesia, they complete their SMU around May or June. Can they submit like maybe completion letter first before the completion certificate to UA for the issuance of conditional offer letters?
Yeah. So you can submit. So you can. We'll need to see the final certificate, but you can submit the application first, and we'd be able to give you a conditional offer. We'd recommend that students do that as well, because it means when they get that final certificate, it's a much quicker process to be able to go from conditional offer to unconditional offer to apply for the visa. Is much quicker than starting a fresh application when you get the certificate. So we'd recommend that students apply as early as possible. We won't reject the applications, but what we'll do is we'll make a conditional offer. And that's same for if students are waiting on to do an English language test as well. You don't need to wait for the results. We'll make you a conditional offer, and you can then it just makes the process that much quicker when you do have the results.
Okay. So do they need to submit a reference letter?
Not for students that are doing just doing the pathways. If you're going straight from high school to the pathway degree, there's no need for that. If students have a study gap, so if you've finished and then students have done something else for a year, worked or something like that, then they'll need to submit a CV.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Guy.
No worries.
Any other questions?
I think when students still like preparing for the questions, I just really we still have a few minutes here. I just really like want to share the reason why students should study in the UK, because like this part is very important. Like Guy introduced all of the universities that we have, but I'm not sure like students already know about the UK. So I have just the very few points here that want to like highlight for students today. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be great then. Just let me share my screen a little bit here. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like a good point, gonna be very beneficial for students. So yeah, so as Guy mentioned before, there are a lot of benefits in the UK. I think that yeah, so if you know better about the UK, definitely it's gonna be easier for you to make a choice to study with us in the UK. Yeah, so firstly about of standard of education. The UK is quite popular in this because we have universities in top 10 in the world, like Oxford or Cambridge. And our universities as well, they have very good ranking, like Northumbria, 34th in the UK. Solent and South Wales, they have good ranking as well, as Guy just introduced to you. Also, the UK is where English language come from. So when you come to the UK, you can enhance your English skill really, really much. Yeah, and you can also like have British accent as well. If like you talk to the locals in UK. Also, in the UK, you can travel very easily to any European countries. So you can like explore many countries around the UK as well, not in the UK, but also European countries around. We welcome a lot of students from all around the world. So we have very diverse environment as well, especially in big cities like London or Southampton or Newcastle. Um, the special thing about the UK is the course length is shorter than any other countries. So the undergraduate is only 3 years if you do international year one, or if you do foundation, it's gonna be more 3 years and then 6 months or 12 months, depends on your foundation. Yeah, and you can also work while study as well, up to 20 hours per week. And last but not least, after graduation, you can have a graduate visa that allow you to work 2 years after graduation. So it's very brief points about the UK, but I think it's gonna help you to understand more about the UK, and hopefully that we can welcome you in the UK very soon. Thank you for listening. Yeah. So now we can keep continuing with the Q&A section. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there is no more question over here. So thank you so much for the presentation, and for any interested prospective students who wants to ask question, feel free to contact me and our counselors over here. We have Puni and Aulia, and hopefully, yeah, we can send the student to QA Pathways program soon.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you for organising this webinar. Thank you to everybody who's attended as well. I was earlier this week. I was lucky enough to be in Indonesia for the first time, and yeah, I really liked the place. Particularly enjoyed the food. Some of the best I've ever had. So yeah, I look forward to being able to come back and meet some of you again face to face.
Okay. And
Okay. Yep. Thank you guys so much for arranging this meeting today, this webinar today. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for sharing as well.
Thank you.